Hello and welcome to SatTV Week, the news programme for the international satellite industry. In this week's programme, Tricia has the launch news, Eleanor looks at the latest Popular Science Award, and Brian Dolby talks to Rupert Owen about the SATCOM event at Communicasia. But first, ILS have announced the departure of Frank McKenna as ILS's president and the appointment of Phil Slack as his replacement. For the past 12 years, Slack was the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer for ILS. Prior to ILS, he held several senior business management positions with Boeing, primarily in their space transportation business, from 1988 until joining ILS in 2000. Hughes Network Systems has signed a contract with the Mexican Ministry of Communications and Transport to supply and build 11,000 site broadband satellite network that will span the entire country and bring high-speed internet and voice connectivity to previously unserved regions. The new $24 million network will connect schools, hospitals, government locations, community centres and public cooling offices across Mexico's 32 states. Hughes is contracted to roll out the network in 5 months, starting now. The company won the contract through a competitive selection process that included major international and Mexican broadband satellite equipment providers.
International Launch Services has successfully delivered the EchoStar 16 satellite into orbit on an ILS Proton for EchoStar Corporation. The ILS Proton launched from Pad 39 within the Baikonur Cosmodrome on November the 20th. The ILS Proton vehicle, which consists of 3 stages, used a standard ascent profile to place the orbital unit into a suborbital trajectory. From this point in the mission, the Breeze M utilised a standard 5-burn mission to perform the planned mission manoeuvres to advance the orbital unit first to a circular parking orbit, then to an intermediate orbit. After a 9-hour and 12-minute mission, the Breeze M successfully released the EchoStar 16 satellite into geostationary transfer orbit. According to a report by the BBC, the Californian SpaceX chief executive Elon Musk has warned Europe it must replace its Ariane 5 rocket if it wants to keep up with his company. He told BBC News Ariane 5 has no chance. The low prices offered on the Falcon 9 mean that SpaceX is certain to win contracts that would normally go to Ariane 5, although industry analysts have questioned whether SpaceX will be able to maintain the low launch prices in the future. The European Space Agency are meeting this week and the topic of an Ariane 5 replacement is sure to be on the agenda. However, a word of caution, Ariane 5 is reliable, accurate and has a track record second to none. This has allowed it to reach a level of dominance in launching telecommunication satellites that other launchers can only dream of.
Last week, Brian Dolby caught up with Rupert Owen, International Director of Communicasia, and asked him about the focus on satellite under the event branding of SATCOM.
SATCOM has been relaunched as a name to reflect the importance of the show within the Communicasia overall profile. More than 4,000 dedicated buyers come to the show every year, and we want them to feel that it's more focused than ever for them to attend.
So is SATCOM a conference and an exhibition? Give us a bit more detail.
There are several conferences happening in Singapore during Communicasia, and Communicasia itself has a full day, the first day of the show, the 18th of June, dedicated towards the satellite industry. In addition to that, there's 150 companies who are exhibiting on the trade show floor, straight in the building off the road in Marina Bay Sands. And then there is the first time the Broadcast Asia show on the 4th and 5th floor of the same building.
So you're hoping to attract perhaps a few more of the vertical markets that are interested in satellite, and how is it going? How's the feedback going?
We're taking first steps really to attract more from specific industries, whether it's mining, oil and gas, maritime, And we feel that we can add more relevance to the show in terms of its context within growing Asian markets.
Great, and of course the show this year is the third year in Marina Bay Sands, but you're all coming back together.
Yes, Broadcast Asia is being welcomed into the building on the top 2 floors, so the whole building will be absolutely full, and we're looking forward to making sure that the crossover between the two industries is a welcoming one for visitors as well as for those participating.
Yeah, because satellite has always been a real mainstay of communication, hasn't it, since the early days?
We've had tremendous support from the industry, and we like working with the industry, who are very professional in their outlook and very clear in their plans. So we like working with them. We want to make sure that that relationship continues.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us at SatTV Week.
Thank you, Brian.
Now here is Eleanor with news on the Popular Science Award.
Popular Science has named the Viasat-1 high-capacity satellite system, including the Exceed Internet service for the home, as a Best of What's New award winner for 2012. Each year, Popular Science reviews thousands of new products and innovations and chooses the top 100 winners across 12 categories for inclusion in the annual Best of What's New issue, the best read issue of the year. To win a product or technology must represent a significant step forward in its category. Viasat-1, the highest capacity satellite in the world, is part of a system that is transforming the economics and quality of service that satellite broadband can provide. The technology is elevating satellite into a much more competitive position in the broadband service marketplace, with approximately 40% of new Exceed Internet subscribers switching from slower DSL and wireless services. Exceed Internet is 4 times faster than average DSL speed according to the FCC broadband study, and 8 times faster than traditional satellite internet service. Viasat-1 is now hosting service for nearly 150,000 Exceed Internet households after its first 6 months in operation. Thanks for watching.